well aware that I'm wearing the same shirt that I wore in the intro of the last video that I filmed, and I apologize for that. I'm too lazy to get up off my butt and start filming one video and change my shirt, so I'm sorry. Maybe next time, but not right now. I'm very comfortable, so I'm not changing my shirt. I'm sorry. So, you're here for a really cool reason, and I'm so excited to talk about this because I'm gonna tell you, oh God, I'm all over the place. I didn't write a script for this, so I'm probably gonna be all over the place, but I'm gonna try and stay in chronological order and consistent so that you're not losing me here, you can stay with me. So, you wanna be in a sorority. Well, you came to the right person because I just so happen to be in one. So, today I'm gonna be explaining to you what sorority recruitment is and what to expect, because when I was going through recruitment, first of all, I did not know what to expect. Second of all, I didn't even want to go through recruitment. My friend convinced me to go through recruitment. So I really didn't understand any of the terminology, because there are terminology that you need to know when talking to other girls that are going through your process, and you also need to know this terminology just because once you're in a sorority, you'll be using this terminology for when you're going through recruitment and just in general. So I'm going to be explaining to you the specific words that you need to know. First of all, here's your vocab for this week's video. So the first word in your vocab, all right, let's pick one, is called a PNM. Now, each university calls it something different, but at my university, Kent State University, we call you a PNM. And what a PNM, I always spoiled it. I said I'd call you a PNM. I suck. Okay, so a PNM is a potential new member. So that's what you are if you're watching this video and you're deciding to possibly or definitely go or considering going through recruitment. A potential new member is a person who could potentially be a new member to any of the sororities. So that's what we call you. Your second vocab word is what we like to call a legacy. Now, a legacy is a girl whose mother, grandmother, sister, anyone who's a relative was in a sorority. Now, a legacy is only used if you go to a university who has that specific sorority that your sister, your grandma, your mother went to. It's not the same for fraternities, so if your dad was in a fraternity, you're not a legacy because you're not going to be in a fraternity unless you are pledging for a actually, you wouldn't go through sorority recruitment if you were pledging for a co-ed. If you're thinking about going through a co-ed fraternity, then all of these words will mean literally nothing to you. But if your dad or mother was a part of a co-ed fraternity, such as Delta Sigma Pi, which is the fraternity for business, which is co-ed, then you would be considered a legacy. But that really has nothing to do with sorority recruitment. That's just if you decide to go into a fraternity that is co-ed. But anyway, I'm getting kind of off topic. So that is word number 2, which is legacy. Oh my God. All right, should I get out my whiteboard and be like, all right, everybody, this is legacy. Everybody say it. Legacy. Oh my God. Okay, not funny. It's not funny at all. I'm just really enjoying this because I think it's hilarious. Okay, now I have to think of another word. Oh my God, I'd make a horrible teacher. Okay, so your third word would be SRC or Rho Gamma. Depending on the university you go to, each university calls it something different. At Kent State University, we call it SRC, and I believe at the University of Oregon, and the only reason why I know this is because I watch a YouTuber who goes to the University of Oregon who is in my same sorority. So cute. But they call them Rho Gammas. So a Rho Gamma or an SRC is the person who's going to be assisting you through recruitment. Now, when you first sign up for recruitment, you'll be assigned to a specific group, and there will be multiple leaders, typically, of that group, and those leaders are called Rho Gammas or SRCs. And those are girls who separated from their sorority and dropped their letters for that week or for the time, however long your recruitment is, to help you make a clear and concise choice on what sorority you would like to be in. So that's really, really cool. So you get to meet girls that are already in sororities, ask them questions about what it's like. But that's why you're here, because I'm gonna be your unofficial tour guide through this whole process. So those are SRCs or Rho Gammas or whatever your university calls them. I believe that SRC stands for Sorority Recruitment Counselor. I believe. I don't know specifically, but yes. So I think, are there any other, there's some other terms that are definitely important. I don't know if they're consistent to all universities, but I do believe that they are. If not, I'm still gonna say them because they may be relevant to some of you out there. So there are things when you're going through recruitment, which when you're going through recruitment, they will already talk about all of these terms that you need to know there, but I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about them because I think it's really important, because when I went through recruitment, they didn't explain it very well, and I had no clue what a legacy was. I didn't know what a SRC was, and I had no clue what this word is, and it's called an infraction. An infraction, depending on your sorority, I don't know if this is relevant to all sororities, but at my particular university, an infraction is when there's sort of a strike against a sorority during recruitment. And basically an infraction happens when there's sort of, how do I explain this? There's a connection between a potential new member and a member of a sorority who sort of does something that they're not supposed to do. And what that would be is if the potential new member, possibly yourself, accidentally takes something from the house, whether that be a straw, a cup, a piece of paper. If you take anything from the house, that's an infraction, because that could be considered dirty bidding. And dirty bidding means that you're getting a gift from a sorority of any sort that is not, what is it called? That is not permitted by the whole system, or yeah. So basically it's a gift that shouldn't be a gift, and that could be a verbal gift or a physical gift. So for example, when you're meeting the sororities and you're talking to a girl in a sorority as a potential new member, and let's just say you guys are getting along really, really well and you're having a really, really great conversation, and then all of a sudden she says to you, I would really like you to be my little. Or for example, she says to you, I would really like you to be in this sorority, or we're gonna make, or whispers to you, we're gonna get you into this sorority. All of those things are not permitted. That sort of thing should not be happening. And if that happens to you, you need to tell your Rho Gammas. And what will happen, you need to. They won't get in trouble. That specific person will not get in trouble. You can do it anonymously, so you won't have to worry about those kinds of things. But definitely, if that happens to you, speak up, because whether we like to admit it or not, that sort of like thing, when somebody says that to you, it makes you feel something, and it makes you be like really excited about one specific sorority, and sort of might blindside you to the other ones. We want you to have, as a sorority sister, we want you to have, when you're going through recruitment, without any, outside sources, we want you to have an open mind to all of the sororities and be able to make your own clear and concise decision on your sorority without somebody telling you that, or like feeding you things, because they can't promise that you will be in a sorority. They can't give you gifts saying that you will be in that sorority. They can't guarantee that for you, and I know that firsthand. So first of all, don't listen to them, and second of all, you need to tell somebody. So if that happens to you, and they'll explain this during recruitment, hopefully to you, you need to tell your Rho Gammas or your SRCs or whoever your group leader is. And what will happen is what we just talked about, which is called an infraction. And an infraction means that it's a point or a strike to that sorority for having an issue. When I was going through recruitment, there was an infraction because a girl, I believe, took a straw, because during some of the later, what we call parties, where you meet the sororities, they'll give you like refreshments, whether that be like a little like cupcake or something, or like a drink. I believe a girl forgot to throw away her cup in the house, or a straw or something, and took it outside. That's a very minor infraction, but it's still considered a gift from the sorority. So definitely take that. Our university is pretty harsh about those kinds of things, so not all universities are the same about that specific thing, but definitely try to be very, very careful and make sure you're listening to your SRCs when they're explaining all of the rules to you. I'm just trying to give you sort of a preface to what you're going into. So that's definitely something important. So if you hear somebody say that a sorority got an infraction while you're going through all the parties and stuff, it's kind of like tea, like, oh shit, somebody stole the straw. I don't know, it's just kind of funny. It's pretty lighthearted when it's things like, oh, so-and-so forgot to throw away their cup when going to whatever sorority's party. It's pretty light stuff. Usually, we're trained as sorority sisters to not say things like, I want you to be my little, or like things like that, and we won't say those things because we want you to have the best time going through recruitment without us dirty bidding you, which is another term. Dirty bidding is that same exact thing where we sort of promise you a bid or we sort of pressure you into being in our sorority as a sister, which is not permitted. And if you think that somebody is dirty bidding you, you need to tell someone. You need to tell your Rho Gamma or your SRC. Anything that's along the lines of like making you uncomfortable or pressuring you is a huge difference between that person talking about their sorority, because that's what the whole thing is about. So definitely if you think they're dirty bidding you, make sure that you know. But if you definitely feel like they're sort of pressuring you, there's a difference between explaining and trying to convince you and pressuring you. If you feel pressured by a sister, make sure to tell someone. That's called dirty bidding. And make sure you tell them exactly what they told you, just in case it's not really considered dirty bidding and maybe you just felt uncomfortable in the situation. You never know, but definitely tell someone and talk to somebody because that's what they're there for and that's their job. So, very important. Anyway, so moving along, that's most of the vocab I think that you need to know. So let's move on. So the first thing that I want to talk about is all of the parties that you're going to be going through. So parties are when you're going to meet the sorority. So in the first few days of recruitment, I believe ours was 2, you'll get to meet the sororities. And these 2 days are focused around meeting the sororities and what they stand for or their philanthropy. So each sorority, if you didn't know, has a specific philanthropy that they stand for. And this is common among all of their chapters. And chapters, ooh, this is another vocab word. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that I forgot this. Chapters is each university's could have, let's for example say that your university that you're going to and my university, Kent State, has a Chi Omega. My Chi Omega is Lambda Delta Chi Omega. Now those first 2 names, Greek names, signify the chapter, the Lambda Delta chapter of Chi Omega. For example, I think that at Kent State University we have a Delta Zeta, and I think it's Delta Zeta Gamma Kappa. I don't really know, but let's just say, for example, it's Delta Zeta Gamma Kappa. That would signify, the Gamma Kappa would signify that is the Kent State chapter of Delta Zeta, because there are multiple of the same sororities in different universities, but they're signified by the beginning title names or whatever other Greek names to signify which chapter they are, so which university they're attached to. So that's another term for you, chapter. So anyway, moving right along. The parties for each day, you'll get to learn about that specific chapter of the sorority and what they stand for and what the sorority as a whole stands for. So you'll get to go to wherever you're holding your recruitment, and the first day, I believe, you're just supposed to look very cute, like business casually cute. You can wear like skirts. I think some girls wear like black jeans, like it's more like business casually what you would wear to like a photo shoot kind of thing. You know what I mean? So like maybe like a cute like off the shoulder shirt like this. This one's a little skimpy. I wouldn't really wear this, but maybe just like an off the shoulder shirt, just something that you would wear to school or something. You know, you can wear high heels if you really want to, or like cute shoes. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a Pinterest. I know that our specific when I was going through recruitment, they made Pinterest pages for us to look at clothing inspiration, but I'm gonna go ahead and make you guys a Pinterest page so that you can kind of look at all the different things. You can definitely find other pages and stuff on Pinterest, but I'm gonna go ahead and put my Pinterest on the screen right now so that you guys can go check that out. I'm gonna make that for you guys so you guys can see some sort of inspiration for clothing and stuff, just so you guys have something to visualize here when I'm trying to explain it to you. So anyway, it's sort of like a casual, business casual, just like summer casual, definitely like summer casual, sort of business casual type attire. So basically what's going to happen during this party is you're going to be assigned maybe only a few sororities on your campus, and the next day you'll meet the rest of them. You're going to be assigned a specific set amount of sororities, and you'll wait outside of wherever they are in a line, and then they're going to rush you in, get you inside, and you're going to be paired with a girl from your sorority, and they're going to be waiting for you. And it's so cool. I don't want to spoil anything that happens when you're like just in the moment, but I just want to just say this because it's really important. During these first few parties, really live in the moment, because you're never going to experience recruitment again, and it's such an amazing experience. I wish I could go and experience it again, and I'm glad that I get to be on the other side of it this year, but I'm gonna miss the rush of meeting all the sororities. It's a lot, and it's a lot of work, but oh my gosh, I just like, please enjoy it. Enjoy it for me, because I miss it. So anyway, you're going to be paired up with a girl in the sorority, and you guys are going to talk about anything, literally anything. What you did in high school, your best friend's name, what your favorite Kylie lip kit color is, literally anything. You can find, and don't worry, you don't have to worry about leading the conversation. For the most part, we're going to try and definitely get to know you, and you just have to answer questions, and you get to know us. We're going to talk to you about our philanthropy during this time, so we'll be able to either show you a video or just specifically talk to you about this specific philanthropy and what we do, how much money we raise for them. And if you create a certain connection with the philanthropy, that's important. Try to find a connection with the philanthropy. During these first few rounds, you're not going to really get to know a whole lot about the sorority. You're going to get to know what the girls look like, and different things like that, but you definitely want to take the philanthropy very seriously during these days, and try and find a sorority that you have a specific connection with the philanthropy. And even if you don't have like a personal connection with it, try to find something that's consistent with your morals. So for me, I really loved AZD's philanthropy. Obviously I didn't end up there, but I love their philanthropy because I have an aunt who is autistic, and I really personally connected with that specific philanthropy. So you don't always end up like where you think you're going to on the first few days, but definitely try and like figure out which philanthropy you connect with the most, and that's gonna help you find your home. So moving right along, when we start to get to the later parties, these are gonna be more personal. So after the philanthropy rounds, we're gonna start to want to get to know you a little bit more, and it's gonna be more personal, and the parties get longer. So we're gonna start to want to know you more about you personally, like what your GPA is, like how much you study, like just things like that. Just like what your major is, what you want to do with that major if you're not sure yet, like what you're thinking about, your big hobbies, what you like to do in your spare time, what classes you have, if you like those classes, do you like to work out, like do you like to do makeup, like what are your hobbies, what do you like to dress like, what's your personality, what's your aesthetic. So basically we just want to, as the sororities, get to know you as you. So anyway, you're probably asking yourself, so how do I choose which sorority I'm in? How does that process work? So basically, after the first philanthropy rounds, however many rounds that takes you, I think for us it's 2 rounds as philanthropy rounds to get everyone through all of the sororities. So after that round, you're going to be asked to rank them from your favorite sorority being number 1 and your least favorite sorority being the last, and rank them in between. So basically then what happens is the sorority gets to rank you as well. Please don't be super worried. It's more like, basically what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to create a mutuality firm, sort of a mutual connection. So if we had a connection with you and you had a connection with us, wouldn't it kind of be like perfect if like we ended up together? Yes, so that's how that process works. We rank you, you rank us, and then we meet in the middle. So when you go back for the next days, you'll get a list of which sororities called you back or which sororities want to see you again. So basically, during this process, what I wanted to touch on that I was trying to get to before I got sort of sidetracked about other information, during this process, there's going to be girls who will get their list from their Rho Gammas or their SRCs or their group leaders who will start to cry because they didn't get accepted into the sorority they wanted to. That could be other girls, that could be you. Honestly, going through sorority recruitment, you need to keep one thing in your mind, and one thing: be open-minded. You're trying to find your home. You're trying to find the girls that are like you. So be open-minded, because you might not get all the ones that you want. You might get all the ones that you put first. If you don't get the one that you put first, you got the one you put second or third or fourth. And that's still pretty high up there. Typically, you're not gonna get paired with the ones that you put at the bottom. So try to stay open-minded, and if you do get put with the ones at the bottom, I got called back to one of my bottom ones. I got to see them again and sort of talk to them and make sure that I knew that I didn't like them or that I liked them possibly, which that did happen actually. So definitely keep those things in mind, because I'm just gonna tell you right now, Chi Omega was at the bottom of, closer to the bottom of my list for my callbacks that I listed my favorite sororities, and I ended up there. And I literally am so happy that I ended up there. And so just keep an open mind. Talk to your Rho Gammas, talk to the girls that are around you. Talk to them about like getting called back and be like, hey, I got called back to them. I'm kind of bummed about it. What did you think about them? Just like have a conversation. Try to stay open-minded. So basically throughout the rounds, you're going to be able to rank each sorority that you really like. And gradually as the parties go on, you're going to lose each sorority along the way, or like sororities along the way. So you'll start out with the main amount, however many sororities your university offers or has, and then they'll start to shorten. On the third day, you're gonna start to, or like certain days they'll tell you like what to wear. Like I said, I'm gonna make a Pinterest page for each day. But when you start touring the houses or going to see the houses, you're gonna start to get dressier and dressier as the week goes on. So during the times when you get to visit the houses for parties, or if the sorority that you're going to see doesn't have a house, at least for my university, they would use either a fraternity annex house or a place to just hold it in like the student center, the student union. You'll be dressed up and you'll be able to meet the girls and just talk to them. Now this round's gonna be a little bit longer, and basically you'll get to talk to all kinds of different girls. And you'll be able to talk to them about their house, how cute it is, like if they live in the house, like what it's like to live in the house, just like, you know, sorority kind of stuff. Talk about like, I don't know, anything really. Basically, I was really worried about what I was going to talk about, and I'm not really good at talking, but you really shouldn't be worried when you're in that moment. Like, you'll talk about really anything. It's like talking to a friend, because we want to get to know you as friends. So yeah. Also, something else that I want to touch on that goes along with that is I actually was between two of my favorite sororities at the end, and it was a very hard decision for me. And for me, the decision came down to price and connections. So the connections that I have with the girls. So ultimately, something else that people don't really talk about is the prices of sororities. Sororities can be kind of expensive, if not really expensive. So as you're going along, don't make it a huge priority is what they tell you. But if money is a huge priority to you, then try to stay in the spectrum of the cheaper sororities. If you need to ask your Rho Gammas the prices of all the sororities, ask them. there will be a time where each sorority will give you a piece of paper talking about the prices to live in the house, the prices for dues and stuff like that, so you could sort of create a clear and concise opinion about each sorority. And that will be after the philanthropy rounds, when you start getting towards the ones that you really like, and then they'll give you the prices so you can decide among the ones that you really like which ones are in your price range. So definitely during this time, you definitely want to just keep a mental track of like the things that you liked about certain sororities, the things that you didn't like. If you liked the house, definitely if you're considering living in a sorority house, think about the house and like what it's like and what you think the vibe would be when you come there. What they told me when I was going through recruitment, which I think is so important, and I literally think about that all the time, like, because it is so important. When you go to the house and you're sitting there and you're talking to these girls, this is so funny, but it's so true. The question is like, you'll know it's your house if you could poop there comfortably. I know that's so like, it's so like little kiddish, but like literally like if you feel comfortable going poop in that house with all your sisters living there, that's your house. Closer to the end, you'll dress up more. Like I said, I'm making a Pinterest page for you people so you guys can get some inspiration on what to wear. We get to the last day, which is called bid day. You're between two sororities. This is the most exciting day. You're gonna get an envelope, and the envelope will be with your group. They'll call a certain amount of you from your group out. They'll hand you an envelope. You get to open it, and you find out where your home is. It's an incredible experience. You'll hear girls screaming, you'll see girls crying. You may be the one screaming, and you may be the one crying. You never know. It's a really super emotional thing because now the whole process is over. You got your bid. This day, bid day, is very casual, which means you get to wear, you know, your tennis shoes, pair of shorts, because that day usually the sorority will give you a shirt when you get to run home. So basically running home, when everybody gets their bid, everyone finds out which sorority they're in, you get to hug your friends and be like, oh shit, you're in this sorority. Then it's just a super great experience.
Hello people, I am Elena, voiceover from the future, and I am intersecting here because I feel like I didn't explain this very well. So basically there are some terminology that go along with bid day that are really important, such as a thing called suicide bidding. Now suicide bidding is when you rank your two last sororities. Instead of ranking them number 1 and number 2, you would just choose one because you decided that you only want that one specifically. This is good because you could possibly end up in exactly the house that you would like to. And if you don't end up in them, then you would be able to go through recruitment or informal recruitment later, and you wouldn't have to wait a full year because you accepted a bid. But the other problem is you won't get a bid on bid day, you won't get to experience bid day. So the downside is up to you. Suicide bidding is not for everybody. I definitely recommend talking to your rogamas about suicide bidding. If you like both the sororities at the end, don't suicide bid. Put down the 2 because then you'll for sure get a bid on bid day. I just wanted to intersect here and talk about that because I think that suicide bidding is something that's really, really important and needs to be talked about. So now we continue on with the video.
Oh my god, it's such an amazing process. They tell you this, trust the process. And they say, enjoy the process. Do both of those things and you will be successful through recruitment. Keep an open mind, trust the process, trust that it will bring you home because the process brought me to my home. And yeah, so this is super important to me and I'm so glad that I was able to tell you guys all of this stuff because it's super important to me and I'm so excited for recruitment. I'm so excited. If you guys are going to Kent State, which I don't know if any of you are, but if you are, hopefully I see you. It's just awesome. Trust the process. Let me know if you're really considering going through recruitment in the comments because I really want to know. I'm getting so excited. No, it's really that exciting of a process. It really truly is. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. Definitely watch more recruitment videos recruitment videos are so much fun to watch. So watch those, other sororities and other universities. Watch some other girls who talk about their experience going through recruitment. Seriously, do some research. It's so much fun. Get excited because college is starting soon and recruitment's starting soon, and I'm so excited, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to explain some things. If you guys have any questions, please ask me down below. I seriously will answer you, and like, they could be big, long questions. I will answer all of the questions that you guys have. So please ask questions. Don't forget to follow me on my social media so you can see all the cute pictures that I take with my sorority sisters and stuff, so you guys can see what it's like to be a sister. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have an awesome rest of your day. Get excited for some videos that I'm going to be posting. I'm going to try and stay more updated throughout the year and kind of include you guys more in my life. I'm so excited for you guys to go through recruitment if you're really considering it. I'm sorry this video was so long, but I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Yeah, we said we let it go.